So it's about that time where we get more rumors and things kind of moving in regards to PlayStation and, Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is one of Sony's biggest, heavy hitters right now. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is an incredibly successful game, regardless of what your thoughts are on the story and everything like that. But the game is incredibly fun, the gameplay is incredible, and it's just a fantastic game in general. Of course, it could have used more, polish and things like that, but, that's okay. Things happen sometimes, and we're still going to get a Marvel Spider-Man 3 at the end of the day, and hopefully that'll end up being worked on for a while. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is the Marvel Spider-Man 2 PC port, not the whole unofficial thing. I don't support that. I've never touched that version of the game because, first of all, that's illegal, man. If you're playing that, what are you doing? Oh man, that's a terrible idea to touch that whole thing. But there are reliable insiders right now talking about a Marvel Spider-Man 2 PC port reveal. Okay, so if we go over to the Twitter of Business Class Nick here, there's a tweet that says, "Wouldn't be surprised to see Spider-Man 2 PC port get shown at the next State of Play." And, this person replied, "So no showcase, that's very disappointing." And then he replied, "Oh, not sure, it wasn't a rumor, that was a State of Play." And then if we go back over here, there is, there are fingers pointing towards a State of Play happening at the end of this month, end of September 2024. And that the long-rumored PS5 Pro may also be revealed during this State of Play. PlayStation fans are expecting a full-fledged showcase for the new PS5 first-party game announcements. May be disappointed, but the rumored State of Play timeline curiously matches up with the Tokyo Game Show 2024. So, PlayStation's been a bit quiet this year, I feel like, especially... Oh, brother, with Concord. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know if I even want to talk about that game, but, they've had to take that game off off of shelves, refunding everybody. It is a mess. It really is a mess, and it is unfortunate. About $250 million was invested into that game, and it was 6 years of development time, something like that. Oh, man, I just feel bad for the devs, man. That's gotta be just one of the worst things to ever you imagine you're a dev, put in 6 years, fund something for $250 million, and it flops that bad. I think it only had 70 players on Steam. That is terrible. But people are saying, oh, Sony lost money because of Concord or things like that. They need to pull out all the stuffs in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Now you gotta remember, all of this is rumors as well at the end of the day. So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. However, speculation and discussions like this are always good, I feel like, especially because it lets me and everybody else see what the community's saying about this as well. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys think, because the other thing is, God of War Ragnarok, as you know, is one of the also best-selling and one of PlayStation's heaviest hitters here. The actual PS5 version released on 9th of November 2022, and now we're getting the PC version on September 19th, 2024. So that's about 2 years from launch. That's kind of how Sony does things. They release games on PC 2 years after, making sure that they get all their sales on PlayStation first before launching it on PC. However, God of War Ragnarok's Valhalla DLC released on 12th of December 2023, which is about a year after the original game. So people are also talking about Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC as well, and like I said before, I don't think that's a lost cause. Worst case scenario, they've just kind of moved the timeline up or moved it down, I guess, so it takes longer because of the hack and everything like that. But it could be at least up to a year or two until we see any DLC anyway. And right now we know that Insomniac Games is busy with Marvel's Wolverine. So the people that will be porting Marvel Spider-Man 2 will more than likely be Nixie Software, who actually ported over Marvel Spider-Man Remastered and also Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. So I would not have any doubts about that being the case as well. And of course, we've had quite a few different, pretty big like, you know, game journalist websites kind of cover this as well. You know, as you can see here, rumor that PC port of Marvel Spider-Man 2 will be shown soon. Great news for some PC players. You know what we mean. What do you mean? It looks like Peter and Miles is about to meet Peter and Miles is about to meet. You mean it looks like Peter and Miles are about to meet PC players again soon. Well, some PC players. And then, you know, they talk about what I did just talk about before. But then they said that, so maybe Nick's rumor isn't confirming that Sony will have a State of Play next, but whatever presentation format that Sony will have, it seems we can look forward to Marvel Spider-Man 2 to finally be coming to PC. That's great news for fans and for Insomniac, who's somewhat prominent in their absence. And yeah, that absence is pretty felt because, like, you know, I always mention this every single time, but this hack is one of the biggest, like, hacks in gaming history. Like, it is insane. It is a terrible thing that has happened. Like, genuinely, I feel bad for all the devs and everyone that works there, because, you know, it's not just the fact that game plans were leaked and all of that, like personal information and everything like that as well got leaked, which is like, damn, you know, it's just insanity. It's not a good thing at all. And then they go to mention here, Insomniac has had an incredible track record even among its peers when it comes to the output. They've essentially had at least one game released nearly every year since their first game, Disruptor, in 1996. In more recent years, there has been new releases of Ratchet & Clank and Marvel Spider-Man games on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. Sony CEO or CFO, now PlayStation Chairman Hiroki Totoki, revealed that Sony does not have any new AAA single-player first-party games to release until March 2025. Our expectations have been properly set, as their output this year has included third-party title Stellar Blade, which a lot of people have suggested for me to play, so I really want to check that game out. It looks pretty cool. Live service games Helldivers 2 and Concord. Speaking of Helldivers 2, that game fell off pretty bad, unfortunately, because of the choices that were made, which locked out a majority of people from playing this game. Like, this game had everything going for it, and it just, I don't know how that got fumbled so bad, but the numbers are just gone down on this game pretty slowly but steadily, right? Like, it's still alive, of course, like it's booming, but not nearly as much as it did during its peak, right? And I haven't played it since then myself. I just didn't want to. And yeah, Concord, we don't want to talk about that. They will soon include Astrobot and Lego Horizon Adventures, as well as the PC port of God of War Ragnarok, which I'm definitely going to buy. Lego Horizon Adventures I'll check out, but Astrobot I definitely will. That game just looks super fun. Genuinely looks like a love letter to just PlayStation in general. And while Marvel Spider-Man 2 is not a new game, the PC release is more than welcome. PlayStation Studios have certainly been good at making great ports of Sony's games onto their platform, and they don't hesitate to bring the best features that they can to make the PC versions the definitive ones. And the other thing to do with Marvel Spider-Man 2 on PC is going to be the mods and the modding community. I am very heavily invested in the modding community side of things. I've covered so many mods for Marvel Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales. And let me tell you that when Marvel Spider-Man 2 releases, it will be booming. The mods will be insane. The replayability value will go out the window, and there's going to be so much things that will be added. Like, I fully expect like a fully playable Venom and a bunch of other things as well. Venom skins, more Spider-Man suits, like more symbiote suits, you know, reskins for the actual symbiotes, like in game as well. Like, there's going to be so much, man. Genuinely, I would not be surprised that this game will hold us over with modding until Marvel Spider-Man 2. Easily, I feel like. And yeah, there's this other thing that was mentioned here. If there's any disappointment here, it would of course be Sony's new mandate to require using PSN accounts for these PC versions of games. This added requirement means that PlayStation Studios' newer PC ports won't be coming to GOG anymore. More importantly, it means they're effectively region locked moving forward, which is the whole thing to do with Helldivers 2 and how it locked out a huge amount of regions from it being played after the people bought it, which is what I have an issue with. That's why I don't support that game anymore, right? They said they were going to revert that, but so far I haven't seen anything like that's gone moving forward, and people started removing their negative reviews. Like, the negative review bombing worked in getting something going, but, you know, I don't know if that's ever going to change or if the game will even ever recover, because, you know, in the gaming industry, it's always what's the newest thing, what's the best thing, and people just keep moving forward. That's just how it is with video games. We consume the games and then we keep moving forward, right? Like that's just the reality of this, right? Like we just gotta keep moving, right? And then they said, as we mentioned, God of War Ragnarok's already slated to release the PC soon, this September 19th. Some Marvel Spider-Man 2 may be shown this month, but it may not actually be releasing the PC this year. There's no requirement or formal rule behind this. It simply makes sense for Sony to stretch their PC ports out so they don't cannibalize each other's sales. And that's the thing, I didn't expect it to be releasing this year anyway. I feel like if they did announce the release date, they'd announce the PC port now, and then they would make it for sometime next year, and then boom, would be like 2 years in, right? Like it's as simple as that. That's what I exactly expect. Because they want to get the Steam wish lists up and the sales, like the pre-sales and everything like that, because it will be a huge launch, and I will be one of those people that do, buy that game day one. I did the same thing with Marvel Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation. I got the whole PlayStation bundle, everything like that. I'm just a simp for Spider-Man, you know what I mean? But yeah, then again, Sony seems to have a pretty bad quarter shortly with the woes that they've had with Bungie getting compatible with Firewalk Studios Concord, so maybe throwing caution through the wind a bit to get better numbers in this quarter, at least for the end of the calendar year. And something I heard as well is someone in Sony stating that they have no first party IPs or anything like that. It's you have so many IPs that you can work with, especially Infamous as well. There's just so many IPs that are just sitting there that they're not utilizing, which should be brought back. I would love to see nothing more than a remake or a remaster of Infamous 1 and 2. Those games really need that pick me up right now, because the only way you really can play it is on PS3, and the FPS is just not there, or even emulating it in some form on our PCS3 as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Marvel Spider-Man 2, coming to PC. Do you think the announcement will be this state of play or whatever event Sony has for next year? Or do you think we'll still have to wait a while longer to find out? And yeah, let me know if you're going to be getting it as well. What do you think of the whole Concord fiasco situation? And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Check out another video here. Have a wonderful day. Peace.